What's going on, ADC people, and what is our journey today? The Kershaw Blur. Yeah, so if you follow the channel, I was picking up knives that local stores had in stock around my area, and the Kershaw Blur was at the higher end of the scale of price that I was considering looking at in this project, and it ranges anywhere from like $60 to $80. I guess depending on sales or whatnot. This particular one was at Walmart, and it's a spring assisted. It has thumb studs or thumb whatever you want to call those. I guess they're thumb studs, and it's absolutely assisted, and it's got a recurve, right? So all the things that might concern you, but I'm going to explain why it's not so bad in this particular model, at least in my eyes, and just tell you some information about it simply based off of a Google search, basically. I could tell you that the Kershaw Blur is 7.875, so nearly 8 inches overall in length. The blade length is 3.375 inches, and it's kind of funky to measure a recurve knife. It's from tip to the scale in the US, but like, where does the scale start as opposed to, you know, like, does it end here or here? That's a little longer. But in Europe, or at least in the UK, from what I understand, it's the cutting edge that matters, and I don't know the cutting edge off the top of my head on this particular guy. What else did I want to say? Oh, 3.9 ounces, so it's just under 4 ounces. That's not that bad, really. I mean, it's there, you can feel it, but it's not a bad weight, and the auto assist definitely is helpful on this particular knife. Doesn't feel awkward, I guess I could say. It doesn't feel like the knife is taking over, like it's taking over and becoming automatic, and it also is not overly difficult to clean or service yourself. But the recurve could cause a problem for people that are beginning sharpening. But really, if you buy this knife, you're one YouTube video away from really learning a way to sharpen a recurved blade. I mean, maybe it'll take you several attempts or tries, but there's several good videos out there, and I think I've done one. I don't remember. Obviously, if I have, take a look, or I'll try to see if I have one. And if I don't, maybe I should do one. But there are really people who are much better than I who have videos about recurved blades, and they're really not as difficult of a task to sharpen as people make it out to be. The steel on this one is, I believe, oh god, it's either D2 or 14C28N, and it's Sandvik 14C28N. That's right, I remember now. I don't know like what grade aluminum it is, and I don't exactly know the name that they call the texturing on that rubber, this rubber stuff, but it definitely gives you a great grip. It's not hard to the point of like uncomfortable, but it's not soft to the point of like I'm gonna tear up or anything like that. It's definitely there. People compare it to like skateboard tape. I don't know really what that even feels like, but I imagine it. I imagine that this is not as rough as skateboard tape. I've never felt skateboard tape, so I don't know. I think skateboard tape is rougher, I would imagine. Okay. It does come tip up, tip down clip, so ambidextrous. No, not ambidextrous. I'm sorry. There's a lanyard hole, but you can put the pocket clip either tip up or tip down, but not on the left hand side. So no lefty love on this particular knife. I'm sorry, I misread that. So it's not ambidextrous, it's just that the handle or the clip can go on either side, which is great for righties, lefties. I don't know what that does for you really. I'm sure there's similar models or similar, knives, recurved pocket knives that lefties could use. I'm trying to think. I'm sure you know where you should look if you're a lefty and this doesn't float your boat is like Lefty EDC. He's a new friend I'm making or talking to. And I gather he's a lefty, so maybe, if this doesn't float your boat, although I don't do anything left-handed. My left hand, I feel like I'm possibly less capable with my left hand than a monkey is with their hands. I can open it because of the automatic assisted opening, and I can close it because it's it's basically whatever until there, and I have the table in front of me, or I'll just use my other hand. But it's obviously more comfortable in my dominant hand. For a lefty, I don't know if they're comfortable dealing with the way that is or not. One thing I do like several people point out, under the pocket clip, I'm trying to see if you guys can see this, where it goes down and makes contact with the aluminum. Let me close this blade so I don't make everyone sick by moving around too much. Okay, see where the clip comes down and touches the surface of the knife? That's what would rub between your pocket and the clip, and that rests on. What's that? I know, I love it. That's when I like to do the photography. What's that? Oh, really? Oh, no. Sorry about that. My neighbor went by. It's always awkward. Like, I wonder what they think when they walk by my house and I'm sitting out here with a pile of knives. Like, do they think I'm talking to myself? Do they understand what I'm doing? Do they even know about this community or world? Okay. Yeah, so this is the Kershaw Blair. This is, if you can get past the recurve sharpening factor, that recurve is actually very purposeful, meaning that it's in a great location at just the right level for you to get, get into cardboard and push, hold it, hammer grip or whatever, saber grip, however you like to hold it, push it down through the cardboard, or pull it, drag it, when you're pulling it through the cardboard, I'm trying to say, that recurved blade feeds itself, essentially, and it makes it very easy to keep that portion of the blade in the material and be the main component, if I were going to cut carpet, I would absolutely go to this knife because of that recurve. Like, I would be confident that that cut, I don't want to do that, that cut I would make would stay consistently in the carpet as I pull. Does that make sense? They have all kinds of different colors online to order, different prices, different sales. This is a Ken Onion design, if I didn't mention that, which I believe almost always means it's USA made. I believe, but I believe that the flag symbol alone definitely does mean it's USA made, which, if you're into that, that's great. I am in a one-way. Obviously, it's my, as Nick Shabazz says, home team, so I obviously root for my home team, but I have several knives that I like more than this that are from other countries. So just bear that in mind. But you know, they can get crazy expensive too. But if you like to buy U.S. made things, that's a proud factor on this, and they proudly fly the flag right there. And again, I'm sure there's other blade finishes besides this coated finish. The coated finish is nice to protect the blade from the elements, or to make it not shiny, make it more tactical, I suppose. But you know, it does give it that almost powdery feeling on the blade. So I don't know what finish this is compared to, like, of course I'm not gonna have, I never have exactly, I try to plan ahead and bring out everything that I think I'll need, but then I don't have the one thing I do need. Okay, anyways. So, you know, if you can get past the assisted opening feature, or speed safe, as Kershaw calls it, you can get past the recurve. This blade, or this knife, has a lot of potential in my eyes. And you know, I'm very old to the game on my input on this. This knife has been out for a while, as far as I know. My input is as of today on a knife that I'm discovering along my journey. I'm sure that many people have prescribed this knife to people before, or recommended it, I guess I should say, but I'm just pointing it out to you. Late to the game or not, it seems to be a good knife, and it's if I'm gonna have a recurve, like, I want it to be like just be a recurve. Don't do a little faint one. And yeah, and I always, as I watch you guys who have other channels, as I watch your videos, I don't remember who says certain things, and then I always think of one of those things that you mentioned, and I can't remember who to give credit for it. But somebody had mentioned the recurve design, where it's so minimal that it doesn't make any difference. It's literally just there for aesthetics and or to annoy aesthetics temporarily, really, until the sharpening wears it away. But the other reason would be to annoy the living hell out of a sharpener. But if you're gonna give me a recurve, give me like a recurve that makes it meaningful, that is in the right spot, and just do it right. Like, just do it right. Don't do it for, because otherwise it's just that is the definition of a pain in the ass recurve. This, though, is not, in my eyes. Okay, so enough gushing about the Kershaw Blur. I think it's a great knife. Thanks for tuning in to EDC Journeys. This was my overview of the Kershaw Blur. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. Have a good day.